Thank you so much for coming. And just a little reminder, a mindfulness reminder that we're going to use breath throughout the whole practice. If you start to have clouded thoughts, things are creeping in, especially because we're home and distractions arise. Little people come in, pets, doors open, you hear things outside. Just take a big breath in and a big breath out to let any of that go. And when you're moving today, I'd like you to practice moving freely, always listening to your body first.
We also need to
Struggling. Since I can't see you struggling, it's even more important that you really listen to your body first. And nothing that doesn't feel good is what we should be doing. That didn't really make any sense. Don't do what doesn't feel good. Only move to your lefts and your rights and ups and downs as your body feels good. So with that being said, let's get moving. I'm going to scoot on back to my two mats. I have like a T going on so you can always see me. You move any which way that feels good to you. Meet you on your mat. Oh, let me start my timer too so we can stay on time today. All right, please come with me for a little Tai Chi inspired beginning movement. We're softly bending our knees at the tops of our mats with engaged quads. Start to pull your quads up towards your hips and hug your bones with all of your flesh. Outstretch your fingertips, get some dynamic energy going on, and then really softly turn your palms towards the back. Soften your knees a little more, bring your belly in, and start to float your fingertips up to the sky. Now exhale, sink to a tiny baby squat, and then rise again. Right back up to the sky, inhale, and exhale. Two more like that, establishing a good strong breath practice. Breath will sustain us through all of our tough and challenging strength poses today. One more big breath in. And one more big breath out. Even if you step off your mat, take your feet very wide into a wide squat, knees in line with toes. I turn my toes out and shimmy side to side, letting your wrists, your hands, your shoulders, and your neck really relax. Shimmy side to side, making sure knees are behind toes, and then start a little push to the right and a push to the left. Now, while we're moving here, we use our sides. So I want to lean to the left, lean to the right, but most importantly, soften my facial muscles. Allow my eye gaze to follow my fingertips. So I'm getting into a rhythm like algae moving in the ocean, a really turbulent ocean. Starting to feel my energy moving from the tips of my toes that are unclenched and free. Our toes should always feel liberated. All the way up to our scalp, maybe feeling energy tingle in through our hair follicles. Two more big breaths in and out. Last one, in and out. Taking a big circle all the way up and over to the right. Pause here, sink into squat, and then swing the arms down. Lift up and over, breathe in, hold, side stretch. Exhale, sweep. If it feels great, feel free to drop your whole head to the floor, but that can be a little scary, especially if you've been sitting a lot and you're not used to getting upside down yet today. Breathing and moving to the best of your ability. If you have a tender low back, I definitely recommend keeping this in the shoulders and in the neck. Eyes can still move. We're taking two more yogis. Inhale and exhale. Take both arms all the way down, just as we started, and just relax. Sweep arms out to the sky, and then right back down. Big squats each time. Sweep arms wide and out, all the way back down. Sweep arms wide, twice more. Like you're gathering up the whole weight of the world in your arms. Sweep up, hands clasped behind low back, right thumb on top. Sink low into your squat, and then open your heart forward. At the same time, I'm going to show you from the side. Ribs come down, heart lifts. So I'm not thrusting my belly out. My ribs came down, my heart lifted like I'm going up in an elevator. One more big breath in here. Stay low. Lift both heels. Last breath. Always an extra breath after that. One more. Heels down, arms rise. Stay low. Tip to the left this time. Breathe in. When you're ready, breathe out. Just swing your arms. Start softly here. Inhale. Exhale. And then I challenge you through your practice, even if it feels silly because you're home and you're probably alone, I challenge you to smile every once in a while and see how that lightens up your postures. Can you move your torso? Top of head. Woo! Cheek frills. Get you a little bit funny in the brain there. Two more. Yogis, breathe in. Breathe out. Hands clasped behind low back. Let the arms fall. That left thumb comes on top. So we want to switch that alignment so it feels a little different, and we're going to rinse our shoulders out differently now. Turn toes back, forward a tad to hinge, top of your head to me. Tuck your chin, unwrinkle back of neck. Body comes parallel, and then push your sits bones back. Rise back up. Just three more like that. Breathe in, coming top of head to me. Sits bones back, stretch out through your spine. Soft elbows, inhale, rise. Always kind to our joints. If we ever get feedback from our necks or our joints, two really common spots for injury, last time yogis, then we listen to our bodies. Fold, re-inspire, big breath in. And then just because it's fun, let's jump in. Whoop. Arms rise. Coming down to the mat for our warm-up today. Hands come really wide, wide webbing on our hands. Those little pull-ups or push-ups that we did last week. I have wide hands and I just pull up the heel of my hand from the floor. Shifting the weight forward makes it a lot harder. Kind of grip through the fingertips there, like you're digging into thick sand. Wouldn't that feel good right about now? Warm Caribbean sand. Lift the heels of hands. All finger pads stay down. 4. Shift forward if it's too easy and you're not getting any sensation in the wrist. Ooh, that's hard. 2 more. Next one, yogis, interlace knuckles. I'm showing you from the front. You're gonna put your knuckles together. They're on the ground, and then we're peeling the inside of the hand up. Put your knuckles together on the ground. Peel the inside of your hands up, and then press back down. Elbows bend like you're doing a push-up almost. Chest comes down to knuckles. Rise. Now take your thumbs and really pull them in. Wrap them tightly around your other fingers to get the inside tendon on your wrist really stretched out. Coming all the way down, squeeze your hand in the tightest fist possible and hold here. Little micro pulses rolling around on the back of our wrist. 4, 2 seconds, and 1. Cat-cows, but we're spinning the wrist. Let's take them any degree out or towards, fingertips all the way towards our knees. Lowering belly, dropping down and opening through the belly as we lift head and tailbone, and then come up. Now we can do one at a time in the wrists, or an angry cat after we finish our cow. So we breathe in on cow, breathe out on angry cat. Or you can do both wrists at once. You decide. Do 2 or 3 per side if you're just gonna start with one wrist. And remembering that yoga and all your movements should be really fun. So whatever feels good is what I'm encouraging you to do through this practice. All right, guys, come on back out of cat-cows. Regular tabletop, fingertips back to me, and stick your right foot all the way out to the side with a soft knee for gate pose. Elevate through your right inner thigh. Tuck your chin in like your angry cat, rounding to the sky. Inhale all the way up. All right, let's go for some side stretches. Rise to sky, chest open, good. Tip away from right toes, and then back to the center. Now go slow. Honor your movements. That's it, right side. Yes, beautiful. Inhale. Left side. Ooh, that gets hard. I want you to really push the blade edge of your right foot down and stay long and lifted on the inner thigh. Last big round of breath. Inhale. Beautiful. Sundials. We're going to recognize those later. Coming back to visit. Inhale, high. Exhale, low, hands to earth. Left hand comes to the side, and we're starting off with a bow pose already. Heart opening. Open your toes. Really spread them. Bend your right knee and grab something. Now, if your knee bothers you, put a little cushion down there. Do what feels good. We're gonna kick in like we do in our dancer's poses. Start to kick, kick, kick. Whoa, see how that opens my back? Yeah, so I wanna come into any back bend that feels safe and really nourishing. Breathe in, top of head away from toes. The more I kick to open my leg, the bigger half bow stretch I get. One more big breath in. And on the exhalation, re-stretch out the way you came. Flare your toes, open the webbing on your hands. This time land back in gate, right foot down, but come all the way down to the earth like a prowling tiger. Slowly circle your way around towards your right toes, please. And this time, if you have a block, use it to push out. This time, Superman, Superwoman arms. Forward folding all the way down towards the ground. Woo. If you feel a big stretch in your left side, into your left armpit and into your pec, good on you. That's where I want you to breathe into. That's the spot we're really opening, in addition to our right thigh. Soften your right knee for this last breath. And on your exhalation, rise back. Just a tiny, tiny camel, because I know these are everybody's favorites. Cushioning can be good. Big toes can touch, or they can be directly behind our knees. Listen to your joints. Arms rise. Lift up and out. Lift up and out of the low back. Arms rise. And we're doing camel bows. I'm turning to the side so you can see me. From here, press your hips back. Come into a big bow. Elbows by our ears. If this is too much weight overhead as you bow, bring them back to goalpost or hands to prayer. Rise back up. Lift into the shins. Coming and bowing forward. Now, if your toes were tucked, untuck them. And if they were untucked, please tuck them just for a different sensation on these last two. Bow forward, lengthening our spine, integrating breath and movement. Inhale, rise. All the way here. Last one, keep your toes tucked. Everyone tuck toes. See if you can get that little pinky guy under there too. And before we move on, we're gonna do those crazy wrist stretch. Can you see my hands? Open, close, open, close. Now I want them up all the way. Arms lifted, shoulders relaxed, belly in. Start to go as fast as you possibly can. Really, the wrists are gonna feel so supple after this. It's a bit torturous while we're doing it. So I want you to focus on letting go of what accumulates in your jaw. Your eyes start to get a little wonky. Get the tension where it doesn't belong out of your life. Still breathing, I know you've got this. Don't you stop. You don't have to stop just because no one can see you. We are believing in you. You got this. 4 seconds. Bigger, faster. 3 seconds. There's the energy. 2 and 1. Arms sweep down. Well done, yogis. Hands come in front for table. Left toes stick out. Blade edge down. Left knee soft. Lift up through the left side. Yes? Angry cat, tuck in tight, roll up all the way to the sky. Sundials, when you're ready, lean to the right side. Too much? Where can I go? Here, center, that feels really nice. Lean to the left. Beautiful, lift up, lengthen your ribs. Make each rib longer from the one beneath it. Your right toes can be tucked or untucked. Always do what feels good. We only have 2 more, but are you able to find more length? More breath. How about more relaxation? What do I not need to hold on to right now? Ooh, that was a big one, huh? Last one, inhale. All right, guys. Coming all the way back over to the right side. Come all the way over. Right hand falls, and then when you're ready, whoop, I tipped over far enough that my left leg rise. Yeah, and then flare open your toes. Flare open your fingers. Ready to bend the left leg, and then grab on. I love you to grab your ankle. Top of foot is so doable, but sometimes if it hurts our knees, flex again. And then grab ankle if possible. Start to kick, open the leg. And then I like to look down to really get open. Once you feel like you have a bow shape in your shoulders, all the way back through your heel, feel free to move the eyes wherever it feels challenging. It should feel good, but on the edge of challenge. All right, if we haven't brought that smile into our practice, this is a great time to do it. Smiling that we're not at our desks and we're not working. On the exhalation, out the way you came in. Let's just rewind all that. Open big. Land your foot, and this time, land the hands. Remember our jungle cat? Really slow creep. Maybe you do one over the other. Soften your left knee. Easy to hyperextend in this one. And then reach all the way towards your left side. Hey, can we take our sits bones? Whoop, zoom back through the right sits bone, like it's a little roller coaster. Whoosh, push it back. Feel free to bow down. Go to the deepest form that you can make. When we do our practices, we're practicing to make progress, never to aim for perfection. It's not a performance. No one can see you. So you do exactly what feels good, even if it's completely different than what I'm teaching. One more big breath in. On the way out, let's rise with a little bit of support. Who's ready to get your bodies moving? Bring your leg back in, tuck your toes. Let's take a big hug of our shins. I'll show you from the side. Toes are tucked, we rock up, and if it's awkward, there's something in the way of your chest or belly, then just don't worry about the hug. Just sit in a little tiptoe stand. Otherwise, hug in towards your shins and really round. Starting with some balancing sun salutations. Keep your heels lifted, yogis, if you can. Start to roll up the stand in any way that feels wonderful. Feel free to bring your blocks or your books nearby. We're rolling to meet each other in extended, heel lifted. Oh, that's hard. Mountain pose, extending it. Yes. All the way to the sky. Beautiful. Heels melt down. Hands come through heart center. A little bow to your practice that is to become. Inhale. Right leg rises high. Big breath in. Exhale, hug that knee to your chest in your forward fold. Fold all the way down. Feel free to have blocks here. Hug it in, hug it in. Now let it land. Full forward fold. Halfway lift, fingertips from the earth. Can you slide your fingertips back to the tips of your toes? Do you notice how that releases tension from your shoulders? Slide them back a little further. Lengthen top of head to tail. Refold deeply. Worry about relaxing the top of your body. Hands totally relaxed. Right leg is a giant step back, please. Land your back knee and open up. Try to keep your hips low as you open the arms. Really wide out to the side, good. And then come forward. All we're doing is hinging the front body. Come forward and clap like a seal. Inhale, open, lifting. We're staying low in our hips. We're just forward folding. And then opening the chest. Big breath in on that open. Nice. Yes, come down with the belly. Rise up with the belly. Hips stay low. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Whatever feels good for your movements. Half splits today, yogis. Hands frame out the front foot, and we shift our hips all the way back. What do you want to do with your front toes? Lift them? Feels good. All I really care about is you squeezing your inner thighs together and pulling your left hip back towards your right toes. If you like your toes down, keep them down. One more big breath in. Shift back forward, tuck back toes, and rise up. And then we're going to try to reach back for our back leg today. So we need to step in a little bit further. I'll show you from the side. Step in a little bit further so you're in a close pyramid pose. Forward fold to welcome some life and breath into your front hamstring. And then if possible, remember, if we can't reach, we still try. Reach back. Hey, can I get my back leg? Oh, I stepped a little too wide. That's really tough. Too intense on front leg. Let it go. No gold stars today, okay? Everybody wins. One more big breath in this pyramid pose. Bending through your front leg and lift back leg high to sky to step into forward fold. Do you need your hands? If you don't use them. Forward fold. Rise to sky. Let's try that again. Arms lifted up. Heels rise. Remember, we started with challenge. Balancing is fun, yes? Hands come down, arms float down. Left knee rises this time. As we fold, we're going to try to keep our knee in. I know it's awkward and weird. Fold around it. Hug in tight. Fingertips to blocks, books, or floor. Let your back leg fall. Deeply forward fold. Halfway lift, yogis. Can you please slide your fingertips 6 inches back? Even if they're hovering, I want more space from your earlobes towards your shoulders. Opening our necks. Breathe deeply, fold. Left leg lunges back when you're ready. Kneeling lunge. Hips are as heavy as possible. Pad that back knee up if it's too hard. Arms open wide. Okay, we're going to do something a little different this time. Hands come back. As we come forward, as we rise, hands come back to where we started. So chest forward, hips stay low, hands behind us. Come back, sweep arms back out to shoulder height. This should feel big in the hips. If it's too much, come up to a 90-degree hip, and then still continue with your folding. Yeah. So if the knees are both at 90 degrees, it's much less intense here. Stretching out our psoas, that's the front of our back hip mainly here, but you should also feel a little bit of sensation in your quad. Last big squeeze. Hands frame out the front foot and your hip shifts back. Ready to go on the squeeze of the inner thighs to direct your right hip right back towards your left toe. You choose, front toes up or down. And if you can, soften your hands, soften your face so your legs are doing everything. We could even attempt to float the fingertips out or maybe even just hover above the floor. Feels different, right? It's fun to experience different places, especially when no one's watching. We can figure out what we really like. One more big breath in. Shifting back forward, yogis. Tuck back toes. Elevate your back leg. Just a little boost up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And then land and forward fold. Okay, let's complete this sun salutation. Rise to sky. Extended mountain pose with our challenging heel lift. Awesome. Who can melt down the slowest and the softest? Right into forward fold. No knee lifts this time. Forward fold. Both legs step back to plank. Right leg, then left leg. If you're in plank and this is too much for you, you're with me on a kneeling or a tabletop version. From plank, 1 tiny inch at a time, shift your body forward for more. 1 tiny inch at a time, tricep push-up or chaturanga. Only want to get down to our elbows. Chest, elbows, you're good. To the floor we go. Airplane lifts. Top of feet fall flat. Arms spread wide again. Pull your shoulder blades together and your back of hands. Pull them to the sky. Pulse up, my friends. Toes stay down. Upper locust here. Lift up and release. Now when I lift, I'm lifting from the back of my neck. My chin is tucked. My neck is long. There are no wrinkles in it. Back of hands, back of arms, and back of neck are pulling up. I like an exhale on that up. 3 more. It gets way more fun after this, don't you worry. Last one. Hands come down to hover underneath our shoulders. Tuck your chin again. Lift your toes. Lift your knees. Lift your thighs. Super strong. Open your toes. And then pulse heels up. But we're going double time on this one. Pulse up. down, squeeze up. Now feel your buns getting perkier. Feel the lift up, but they have to be really turned on strong. 4 more. This is fun, right? 2 seconds. Yes, up, down. Last one, push back into child's pose. It felt good. Any wiggles? Remember, explore your lefts and rights. Anything that feels good. Downward facing dog in your time. It's our first one. Do we need blocks under the heels of our hands? Can you push the top of your head further away from the floor? Tuck your chin to gaze up towards belly. And then sigh back gently. Chest towards thighs, thighs to all behind you. Please bend your knees. Press shins forward, thighs back. Heels both rise. Look forward, and we're either popping or stepping. So we can do a little whoop, lift, lift, and pop forward. Or we're stepping one foot then the other back into forward fold. Inhale, rise. Star pose before we continue. Right leg rises. Open your toes, flex your foot, get active. Lean to the left. And then find width and length. One line on the diagonal and the other line on the other diagonal. Go further, go further, go further. Right up, knee lift again. Hug your right knee in towards your chest as you forward fold over it, like an angry cat hug. Don't touch it down and step it straight back. All the way back into lunge. Arms rise, yogis, big lunge. You can always kneel your lunges, okay? Elbows or cactus arms, goalpost or cactus arms. And from here, sink a little lower. Press your right hip to meet. Come forward with this right hip. Close in an angry cat back. Push forearms together. Inhale, open. But don't just open a little. Open up a lot. Remember where our belly needs to be. Belly in, ribs down, heart up and open. Close. Open. Oh, this feels good. Now, if you feel compression in your low back, it's because you're thrusting your navel to me and you're compressing your low back. So I want you to feel that you're uplifting out of your low back. Crunch and open the low back. Now lengthen the low back. One more for good measure today. All right, nice job, guys. Coming on down to frame out front foot. We have that pyramid pose again. This time it's very wide. Elevate back leg, give it a little spring in your step, lift and land. Both heels rise. Chair pose this time. Sink on down, guys. All the way up. Elevated chair pose. I know, lots of balances. Whew. Well, if you've been in a chair a lot this morning, then balances may feel pretty welcome. One more time with our chest opening. Hands come behind low back. This time, can you do this behind your low back? Can you hold opposite elbows or wrists? Or reverse prayer behind the back here. We're gonna come behind. Oh, yes. Now, I want you to take your elbows like a chicken wing. Whoosh, pull it back like you're opening your chicken wings. Ah, feels good. Yes, heart comes forward. Ungrip your toes. Ungrip your face. Rise high to sky. Oh, I lost it. Try not to lose your heels. Arms rise. Everything lands. Just release. Oh, nice. Star pose. Elevate your left leg. Inhale, rise. And then find the biggest width. Find the biggest length you have. Find a little bit of fun with it. Yeah, tip further, tip further. That's it. Find your outer hip. Super. Come back to standing. Crunch in again. Forward fold with your knee in like you're hugging yourself. Love on yourself. Step straight back with your left leg. Lunge, please. Sink down. Arms rise. All right, let's do this. Now we got to get our foundation low. Sink low. Tilt your back hip forward. Tailbone down. Really feel this left psoas. Rise up. Goalpost arms or cactus, whatever feels good. Pull back a little more to open a bit. Close and squeeze. Really press your palms together here. Inhale, open. Who's lifting? Nice. Exhale, rise. Oh, excuse me, I meant exhale, close. You knew. Inhale, open. Yes, keep the legs really low because they're going to try to sneak out and up. We want to keep them down and locked in. Okay, big old breaths here. Remember, that will always sustain us. We have 2 more big ones. Now, don't think I forgot about that little tiny pyramid squeeze from earlier. We're going to get it on this side. Let the arms be super free. Inhale, rise. Frame out your front foot and draw your back leg into a close pyramid so we can try to reach for that back calf, okay? Here's your big pyramid. We're going to step back leg in. Soften up through your right knee and just find a fold. Then see if I want to elevate my hands. If it feels good, I'm going to reach towards my left leg, my back leg. Hold it and use it like a little lever to pull you in towards your posture. And you might do what I just did and just kind of topple to the side. No worries. Come back when you can. One more breath, yogis. Undo any clasps that you have. Frame out your front foot. Pop the back leg up. Whoop, light as a feather. Landing into chair pose. Sink hips down, arms rise high. One more time with the heels lifted. Push your butt back again. All right, you ready? Hands, whatever you didn't do last time, if we can get reverse namaste, try to really push and open your elbows right behind us. Behind us for the chest opening, good. Yeah, so if my elbows are here, they're forward towards you, I'm gonna try to go and open them back. Good, good, good. Who's breathing? Unclench face and toes. All right, let's make it more traditional this time. Heels fall, arms rise. Exhale into forward fold. For sun salutation B, right leg steps back into lunge. Left leg steps back into plank. From plank, push into downward facing dog. Right leg rises high, inhale. Step in between your hands for a warrior one, right between your thumbs. If you get stuck, help it forward. Land for your back heel and rise. Don't worry about where your hips are. If they're very open, adjust feet wider. See if you can swivel forward. And if not, maybe anatomically, that won't happen in our world, so no worries. Come on back down, frame out front foot, turn back toes in, step back to plank. Big crunch. Now you know why we did those knee crunches earlier, so we could get it all on. Push back, downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Please breathe in here. Breathe out as you crunch it forward. Step in between your thumbs. Land your right foot. Warrior one. Adjust your width if you need more swivel in your hips. Gorgeous. Come on down. Inhale. Maybe open a bit longer. Exhale. This time the chaturanga adds on. Turn back toes in. Plank position. Does anybody want to do it on fingertips? Squeezing fingertips together? That's a strong plank. Come on down. Chaturanga. I can't do that on fingertips. 3. Slow, guys. 2. And 1. Half bow pose. I'm going to go to the side. Bring your left hand forward. Bend through your right knee and reach back with your right hand. If you can't clasp anything, don't worry. Just boost up out of your left hand. Use your left hand to push up and then go for it. If you can grab and kick in. More heart opening. Just breathe, yogis. It's tough to be on your belly and open like this. Be proud of yourself. 2. And 1. Other side, but if you need a break in between a child's pose or a tabletop, please take it. Right arm extends forward. Left knee bends. Open your toes. Flex your foot if possible to reach for ankle. If you get it, good job. If you don't, listen to your body. Kick, 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 and use your right hand to push up into modified half bow. 1 more big breath in. Last breath in. It feels good. Inflate your belly. Breathe deep down through the hips, through the thighs. Release. Press back, child's or tabletop, into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lift both heels. Let the heels melt. Inhale, rise. Feel how this changes. Or if it just feels like a little massage on your calves, all good things, right? And when you're done, a tiny twist before we move on. Inhale. Exhale, feet widen to mat width, please. Press back into downward facing dog again. Left hand reaches for your right calf. Is it so far away? Do you need to step in? Go for it, guys. And then when you do, if it needs to grab the thigh or the back of the knee, cool. If you want to bend your leg a ton in order to get it, try to re-straighten a little bit and twist yourself right around under the right armpit. Take a peek. Now, once you find this big twist, breathe softly. Soften anything that just clenched. And if you got a big rush of blood to your head and you need a moment, take a rest. Otherwise, undo and redo. Right hand reaches towards the left something. Hard to reach, bend your left knee a ton, wrap around the corner. Peek out under your left armpit, straighten the leg as much as possible, soften the joint. 1 more big breath in, guys. Undo and come back to regular downward facing dog. We went from our wide stance to our normal stance. Left leg rises high, breathe in. And then let's step through, guys, right in between the thumbs for warrior 2. This time, spin your back foot out and open a little bit more. Arms rise high. Remember I said we're gonna revisit our sundials. Let's do that, but lift your left heel. It's fun. And if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. First, we close. Come into a seal clap. Close forward, rounding back to the wall behind you, and then open. Arms rise all the way up high. Clasp hands, a little sundial here. Tip towards your bent knee. Staying open in the chest if possible. Tip towards the other side. Yes, yes, yes. 1 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Right thumb on top, hands clasped behind the low back. Don't change anything. Continue your sundial pattern. Oh, that changed things. Make it a little easier, yes? But a little bit more open in our chest too. Now we're not moving our neck as much. We're trying to keep top of head to tail in a long straight line, like a steel sundial. Let's land over towards the bent knee. Yes, it's hard with our heel lifted. Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. Peel your knee out towards your baby toe. Soften back leg. Do you need your hands? Feel free to take them, but rest gently. Left arm on thigh. Gentle and strong at the same time. Gorgeous, guys. One more big breath in. If you were still with your class, good on you. Frame out your front foot. We gotta let that baby land. Let your heel land. Frame it out. Turn back toes in. Push back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in your downward facing dog. When you look at me, you might notice I switched sides. Just staying with you so I can see you. Your right leg rises high. Breathe in. Breathe out and land it right in between your thumbs, but this time spin back, heel down to warrior two. Alignment a little more open so we can windmill arms up, and your chest and your hips stay towards me. Coming on out long, shimmy in. Let's lift up through the right heel. If you took the challenge on one side, you're committed. Stay with it. All feel good? Let's get a little seal clap. Round and clap. See if you can draw the world right on into your belly. Suck everything in. Push back out. Oh, felt good. Inhale, arms rise. Little bit of the sundial. Extra hard in the beginning, but we'll soften up in a moment. Tip towards your right knee. Yes. Straight and strong. Tip towards the back leg. Gotta breathe on this one, yogis. When we stop breathing is exactly the point where our bodies say, I want to give up. Not us. Hands clasped behind, low back. Left thumb on top. Keep tipping. And if there's a version of sundial that feels better for you, you take whichever one you like the best. It's a little harder to stay straight, isn't it, with the hands behind the low back? When you get back to your right knee, try to stay with the heel elevated. I put mine down. I had to cheat for a little bit. We're in extended warrior two, guys. Stay low. Pull your knee out towards your right baby toe. Can you smile in the toughest of times? What are our options? We have two more breaths. Right forearm to thigh soft. Left arm up. That's even harder. On that last exhalation, soften down through the right heel. So windmill the hands to frame out right foot. Turn back toes in so we're safe in our knee. Push back. Can we downward facing dog with our finger pads? Try that little squeezy motion. Try it, just like you did in plank earlier. Woo, feels good. Hey, guess what, guys? We have a break. Heart melting pose. Drop to your knees and take your little suction cups or flat palms and walk them forward. Take tucked toes. I like that because it keeps you still. And bow down. Some people call this puppy dog pose. It looks like a little playful puppy if you shake your tail. Land down through your heart area. Looking towards the fingertips will enhance this a little bit. And we're melting all the way down through the torso. Does it feel very tough on your shoulders? You're doing it right. If it's too much, bring palms flat and closer. Drop your third eye or the middle of your forehead towards the mat if it's too much. Or feel free to grab a blanket, a pillow, a bolster, and put it under your belly, but try to let your heart melt for one more minute. All right, let's cleanse all this out. You take it if you want to rinse the shoulders, and if you don't, find child's pose. Downward facing dog. Let's roll through a little vinyasa. Inhale, roll forward. Roll back to downward facing dog. Feel your spinal articulations. Lift from low back. Roll forward into plank. How slithery. Can you make it? One more. My friends, this is it. Plank position. Roll forward. Chaturanga. 3 seconds at a minimum. Inhale. Shift forward. Make it strong. Make it slow. Bow pose. We're bowing, okay? Both knees bend. And if we have a really hard time, we can take the hands and push ourselves up into bow. Squeeze knees together. If you feel any pain in your knees, turn your toes in or out. We want to make sure that we're not everting or inverting too much to put pressure on the knees. If possible, reach back towards your shins or the tops of your feet. Can you catch them? Ooh, I actually caught mine today. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And on a breath, one way or the other, doesn't matter, boost up. I like an out breath for me. Some people will use the in breath to inflate their belly and boost. Now, this is super weird. Feeling free because you're home and no one can see you to do it. Lift all the way up, and then we're going to roll to one side. Roll to the center. Roll to the other side. Because why not? It's fun. And if you're not doing it, you can roll just a little bit. You can rock forward and back. You can do anything to massage your belly and your internal organs. Last breath in. Complete that last roll if you are rocking those out. And relax. all the way down to the floor. Turn your toes out to the sides. So the inner arches are towards the floor and your legs are super wide. This is called crocodile pose. Bring both hands together and the forehead down to the backs of your hands. Just relax, but then think about your buns like a bowl full of Jell-O and just shimmy them side to side. Try to get some of that tension out. Ready to move on, guys? We got this. Okay, back to strong. Coming back up to plank, any way possible. Are you able to do it with straight legs? Pull your knees up, press your hands down, firm your body, and push up. And if we need to, we take our knees down, we push back, and we get to plank this way. Downward facing dog. All right, guys, let's start with the other side. Right leg rises high. Breathe in. In between the thumbs we go. Breathe out. Land here. Spin back for extended warrior two. That means forearm is towards the thigh. All right, let's have some fun in half moon pose. So get really long. I want long from right ribs to right armpit. So this is crunched. We want to be long. Yes, that feels free, doesn't it? Reach out through your right arm. Turn back toes in, lift that heel, and just go whoosh. And if that doesn't work, we're gonna hop, 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 and then lift. Now, if you need a prop, a block, a book, the arm of a chair as an accessory, we're finding half moon floating. I like it better floating because what happens when you land half moon? Crunchy. If you can stay long, top of head away from tail, do it. But floating for me feels better, so that's where I'll stay. Left heel comes towards left cheek. Hey, hey, half bow again. Can you grab your foot? Woo, I might be facing the other direction in a second because this is a wobbly one for me. Wobble all you need, guys, and when you're ready, really open in that half moon or floating half moon with the top leg and half bow. Breathe through it, breathe. Find your steady, find your calm. Yes, guys, nailing it. So hard, right? Don't give up, and if you fell, no worries, just come back. 2 and 1. Send the leg back out, land back and extended, warrior two, and don't worry, we're opening. Take this left hand and let it lead you all the way up to triangle pose. Arms rise high to sky, reversing our triangle pose, excuse me. Left hand falls, right arm rises, left side gets long. Lift, come out. Oh, feels so free when we lift out, doesn't it? Soften your knees, pull up through the thighs. Okay, we vinyasa or we don't, no big deal. Windmill all the way back down. Push back to downward facing dog, or plank first and then down dog. Roll through, no fancy business this time, guys. Slowly coming into your tricep push-up. What back bend do you want? Up dog maybe? Baby cobra, remember we did our airplanes earlier? That's a great one. When you're finished with that, roll back to downward facing dog, and let's polish this one off. Left leg rises high. Coming all the way through for extended warrior two. Roll back toes down, left forearm to thigh, sweep your right arm up, maybe out, wherever you want it, finding half moon. So let's just plan this out. Look down towards your left toes. I like to extend my left arm kind of as a leader. Back toes, roll in, back heel rises, and then you may just boost up from here. Or we may come, boop, boop, boop. It's hard, no matter which way you look at it. So we have our floating half moon. We have our option on a high block, which is so beautiful. But I want you, if you're using any prop or the floor, to elevate from the left hip up through your staircase of ribs, through the lungs, up into the armpit, and out the top of your head. When you're ready, bend your right leg. Wowzers. Reach back. And even if we can't get it, we go for it. Because we're heart opening today, chest opening. Once you've found it, remember to be super proud of every movement you make. Feel the ebb and flow. Feel the breath coming in and out. Feel the slight shifts in your body and all the enhancements you're making as we move by the second. Go back to where we started. Rewind all of that. Land so soft through your back leg. Extended warrior two. May take a second to get there, no rush. And then when you're ready, all the way up to standing into reverse triangle pose. So lift up, guide with the right hand. Arms to sky. Ah, felt good. Right arm falls, left arm rises. Are you able to elevate the right ribs? Elevate the right armpit, open the lungs, and then tip. Really feels good to swivel. Opening bottom side towards sky for a little extra in the low back. Guess what, yogis? My favorite thing to say in class, all the hard work is done. Let's swivel around. Do you want that last vinyasa? If you do, back toes turn in. Push back. You want to cheat on your vinyasa? Go for it. And that means we can put our toes down, our knees down. We can bow. We can do knees, chest, chin. That's a really nice way to get down to the floor. We can roll up into our baby cobra, our full up dog, whatever floats your boat. Roll back. Let's meet in downward facing dog. And walk your toes all the way in towards the middle of your mat. Walk your hands back to meet them. Just hang heavy here, guys. Gorilla pose. Sliding your hands, palms up towards the bottom of our feet, so your pad of big toe connects with the pad of the thumb. This is traditional gorilla pose. If you want to make it funky, under your hands, and this time, give your mat a high five. Put your palms down on the mat, and then slide the backs of your hands under, which can be really weird if your fingernails scrape the bottom of your feet. Such a weird feeling. You can do one foot at a time. And then the other fun thing to do here, I don't know if you can see me, but I'm rocking side to side. I'm using my feet to massage out all the bones in my hands. Spread your thumbs as wide as possible. And then it's tough because you're folded and you're kind of stuck here, but we're gonna drop our heads. All right, when you're done with those wrist stretches, undo your gorillas or your funky gorillas, and let's have a seat. Yogis, left leg comes down first for some twists into some core. It's a palace to soft. Got some Pilates abs coming. Left leg is down, right leg. We're gonna take it up and over. And if you're crossed and this bottom leg feels horrible, take it out and stretch it out long. But here is a little add-on for us today. Lift your right cheek, grab a hold of your sits bone, and then pull it back. So sometimes we get stuck. We're really in tight here. I want you to lift, pull it back. Now we're gonna get deep in there. Left arm rises. Option to just hug in with your hands, or if you can do like a high five across, use your elbow and then land down soft with the hand. Right arm goes wherever we need it. Do we need to boost? If not, we can just hold on to our opposite wrist, or we can reach behind us as a little gauge for how deep our twist is today. If you have your fingertips outstretched behind you, take your eyesight, swivel your eyes a little bit deeper, and then see if you're able to, on your next exhalation, swivel your fingertips in your shoulder to match your eye gaze. Lots of breath. Flood your right side. Flood your outer hip and your glute. Oh, that was a big one. That was a lot of work. Come out of it slowly. Take a hold of your top leg, and let's see if we can just hold our leg up here, soften our knee. We're gonna hold without a lot of shoulder. So I wanna use my hands and my biceps. I don't wanna hug in like this, okay? Relax the shoulders, hug in, open your toes, get energy in your feet. Feels good, right? And then if we're able to, we can always have a belt or a strap to hold our leg. We're gonna cross again for a twist, holding on to outside of right foot with our left hands or our calf, our thigh. We can use both hands, lift and twist, whatever works, guys. Again, right hand can be used as a booster, or it can swivel behind us. But I want you to sit up so tall that your low back feels like it has that beautiful natural curve in it. Soften your shoulders. One more big breath in. And one of my favorite parts, come back forward, but don't lose your leg. Switch hands. We're just gonna wrap under, and then we're gonna open. So this one feels a little bit nicer, much more doable. Too tough, you've got all your things nearby, right? We can use it like a little chair and just kind of hang out. Pressing away here, active in the feet. Sometimes our feet get funky. So we wanna open and energize our toes. And then if you can, slowly lifting your right cheek, make a fist, make a forearm, and we're gonna land on our left forearm. Again, holding with strong hands and elbows, not the shoulders. Pull on in. It's like our flash dance moment. Bottom ribs super active like we did in our half moons. Lift up, pull top of head out. Where can I soften? My left fingers for sure, right? My face for sure, my earlobes, all the funny spots, my eyelashes. Bending your top leg, and now I actually do want you to come with your belly forward. Here comes one more little half bow pose. Now, if it gets pinchy and tight in your hip, let it go. Always listen to your body. Come back in again. If it gets weird, let it go. On your exhalation, we try not to leave our neck behind when we leave our posture. So I always like us to look down as we transition and use your body, lift it all the way up. Keep your legs exactly where they are, but split them. So our knees are like in two 90-degree bends. Left hand comes behind us. Our knees are towards the left. Left hand comes behind us. Hips are going to rise. Might get poppy again in your right hip. So just kind of guide it. Feels okay? Lift all the way up. You know our spiral lifts, one of my favorites. I like to take a few times though, down and up. When it feels really good, stay for a sec, guys. Inhale. And just find the biggest, most expansive version for you. Oh, when it's enough. Let it go. Right leg comes down. So you just kind of lean back and let your legs do the work. Don't force them. Lean back, let them do the work. If they need a little swish, swish, take it. Otherwise, right leg down, left leg up and over. And then I want to get a hold of my left sits bone. So I'm going to kind of adjust a little bit. So I'm cozy. Right leg can be straight for a little bit of a less intense version. Lift my left cheek, and then I want to manually, my bone was forward. I want to go whoosh and pull it towards my left side. Oh, nice and big back there. We're expanding them. All right, right arm, rise up. We could hug here. We're twisting towards the left, or we can go high five style. I love this one. And then if you're feeling like, okay, I'm good, relax your right hand down. Option to hold on, boost up with a left hand, or outstretch it. If your block is nearby, another great time to use it. Kind of use it to push into the ground and help you swivel a bit deeper. Belly pulls in, top of head rises. And then that little trick, if our arms are outstretched behind us, swivel your eye gaze a bit deeper into your twist. Breathe in. Swivel your left fingers and your left shoulder right towards your eye gaze. That's my favorite trick. Works like a charm. You can probably do it 2 or 3 times. Keep twisting. All the way back forward. Ooh, take it longer if you want. You're always welcome to stay. Extending the leg and just giving it a nice big squeeze here. If we can't reach our feet, that's okay. We could always use a strap or a belt, anything we have handy, even a blanket. Wrap it around the bottom and pull it up. One more twist, same side. Right hand holds on to something outside of left foot, under the knee, anywhere you can to twist your body again. Towards the left side, boost left hand down, body long. Gently like a sigh, finding that twist. If your legs are shaking here, your knee is very bent here, all normal. My hamstrings are very tight, and I always get that jittery sensation too when I do this. Try to extend through the foot, push out through your heel, pull your toes back towards your nose. All things that make it harder, but get us to where we want to be. On your next exhalation, unswivel, swap your hands. Left hand now comes to the inside, and oh, this is the nice part. Open out, use your hand if you need it. Sweep out the side. Sometimes it hurts your butt. And so if you need to move or pad up, do what feels good. Make your fist and your right forearm so we can lift our left cheek and then softly. Now as soon as I get there, I always like to switch my grip so it's really soft. Open up through your right ribs, long through the top of your head. What can I relax here? My right fingers for sure. I don't need that fist anymore. Might be able to wiggle my right toes, flare open my left toes, just do something. And then just land everything down. Press yourself up and then split your knees apart, still facing the right side, but we have our 90-degree bends. Right hand comes behind for a big old whoosh, lift up. Your left hip is pretty vulnerable after all that, so let's take it slow. If it feels good to come back out and back in. Anywhere you want to look, as big as you want to make this back bend. Remember, we're heart opening, so does it feel good to come like a crunch? Fingertips to your ear and just peel your chest open. Listen to your back fingers, your back elbow, your back shoulder. Last breath in. Oh, that was good stuff. Yogis, I'm going to turn this side so you can see me for abs. We're finishing with abs. Time check for those of you that have to get back to work, 12:52. I was planning on working for at least 3-4 minutes on abs to finish us up, if that's okay with you. So when you get to your seat, let's lift our chest and start to elevate the heels. Roll down one version at a time. If you have to go, have a great day, guys. Roll down one vertebrae at a time, toes to ceiling, and then stay elevated in your upper body as long as possible. Anytime you need to rest, do it. From here, right leg extends all the way down. Our toes are open. We're making a prayer clasp underneath our left leg, behind the knee. And all we're doing here is pulsing, like your fingertips are pushing towards your right toes. Stay really long in the legs. Too tough, bend both knees to 90 degrees. Still too tough, right toes touch the floor. Otherwise, we're staying in our scissors. Push the heels of your hands together. I know it's hard. Belly pulls in, ribs down toward the hips. Stay with me, guys. 3, 2. This is called iron cross. Legs to ceiling, open the arms wide and lower legs all the way down. Head and neck can rest here. Arms and legs are hovering. Come up, reach toes towards the sky, fingertips to toes. Inhale, iron cross. Exhale, rise. 3 minutes, cool. Inhale, open iron cross. Exhale. Inhale, one more. And exhale. Both toes to ceiling. Stay elevated in your chest. Allow your left leg to fall. Make your prayer behind the right knee. And start to pulse when you're ready. Try to relax shoulders as much, but push heel of hand. Let's go. Pointing tips of fingers towards the left toes. Active in the feet, active in the toes. How do I make this easier for myself? Both knees bend. Left toes hit the ground. Push heels of hands together. They start to open like an envelope. We've got this. Staying strong, yogis. Staying positive here. We have 4 seconds. 2 seconds. Last 2 big pulses. Head and neck are resting. Back into iron cross. Reach to sky. Open. Let your head and neck rest. You deserve it. Iron cross. Hover toes. Hover hands. 3 more. Scoop up into a big U shape to ceiling. Lift the lower abs. Lift up through your tailbone. Iron cross. You have 2 more here. Big exhalation to rise. Big inhalation to open. Head and neck rest. Last one. Okay, here comes the fun part. Staying elevated. Arms to sky if you're able to. Lower the legs to any point where you feel your abs engage and start to scissor your legs straight up and down. If possible, elbows come next to your ears. Fingertips extend behind us. We have options here to protect the neck. Fingertips to temples. Hands can come out towards the sides for a little bit of kickstand. 4 seconds, guys. Anytime you need a break, take it. We have one final exercise. Stay elevated in the chest and head. Start to scoop left, right, left, right, left, right. Scissoring in the other way this time with straight, strong steel rod legs. Knees are soft, legs are long, still breathing. Elevate 1 inch higher. Feel those upper abs clenching on. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Your final challenge is to somehow get back to seated. Bend your knees, wrap around towards your shins, and rise up into boat pose. I'm going to turn to you. You stay in boat. 3 seconds. Elevate the legs if you're able to. 2 seconds. Flare open your toes. And 1. Bring your heels down. Come to a seat. Lift up through your belly and shimmy through your neck. Do any movements that feel wonderful to you. Let your shoulders go. Tough way to end class today, guys. I'm super proud of you. Thank you so much for joining me today for our lunch place yoga. And I hope to see you again on Thursday, same time, same place. Until then, yogis, the light in me honors, acknowledges, is so inspired by, and grateful to have spent the time with the light in each and every one of virtual yous. Namaste, yogis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tiffany. Have a good day. Thank you.